Hello and welcome to PolyInnovator. This is the Now page update for July, and today is my birthday. So please stick around and learn what's happening in my life now. What's happening now, as I say. So this whole series is all about making sure I can keep up with myself and keep up with the people following in and just kind of letting people know what happens professionally and personally in my life. And that sounds kind of like self-absorbed or self-centric, and that's what this series is about. If you're interested in me, then you'll be able to learn a lot about my life this way. And perhaps even down the line, I could even learn about myself by looking back. And so it's weird today. I woke up, didn't go to sleep very early, I guess you could say. I ended up staying way too late, and I was tired this morning. But my mom wanted to get some groceries, so we went to go get some groceries. And then on top of that, I also found myself going to lunch with family. And so today kind of just went right with the flow. Once I got up, I started going, didn't stop until basically I'm here now doing this. And then I'm going to go to work after this. So today's just nonstop. And I think it's okay. It's been interesting how I went 0 to 100 this past couple weeks. And so I'm not going to edit this out. And so in June, I ended up dog sitting for a week, went straight into a float trip, and that was like a lot of effort and it was new. It was very mentally draining because it was one of those things where I had to like be a little bit more social than I might have felt like doing. Sometimes I like to be on my own too, more than people realize. So I had to get used to that. And then on top of that, also too, being on the float trip, being in the sun for 6 to 7 hours, it's definitely going to be one of those things that's going to be tiresome. And then I had this, what I presumed was like an interview on Monday, but I also assumed that perhaps it could be the job. And it turns out it was. I was right on that like little gut feeling there. So I ended up having to work from 3 to 11 p.m. Without really fully preparing for it. I had my lunch and I had some snacks, so like I prepared for it, but I didn't mentally fully prepare, I guess. And all this week, including today, in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna be going in there and doing a 8-hour shift. And the thing is, it's actually a good thing. It's a good challenge. It's a new thing, and it's gonna help financially. So my biggest problem has been this financial kind of strain, and this is definitely going to alleviate that once I finally get paid. And yeah, having a birthday in the middle of the year is really weird because I never got to celebrate it at school, which is something I always really kind of yearned for, except for a couple summers where I was in summer school, and that was kind of nice, to have my friends from school celebrate with me and that kind of thing. But eventually I became a lifeguard, and so I would either take a week off for my birthday, which was really funny. I don't know why I thought that would be a kind of cool thing, but like it's my birthday week. But I would also just have people like I would teach, or like I saw a client yesterday, but I also talked to a lot of clients today, and I was literally working, scheduling clients out today. But I'm going to go into work later on, and if anybody remembers or knows, they'll say happy birthday, and I'll be able to celebrate that with people I work with. And that is something I always kind of have enjoyed. Now, since I get off at 11, it's pretty late. I won't actually be able to go to karaoke very much. I went last night actually for the first night of me working in karaoke, and I was only staying there for like 30 minutes and then I left. I think tonight might be kind of the same way, but I kind of feel like I need to go today. It's one of those things. So the tides of the universe are pushing me in the right direction, as I said in the blog post. Sometimes I do get a little bit flighty, more than people might realize. The other thing is consistency. So I've been struggling all year for consistency for one, but on top of that, getting these posts out. I've have like a collection of posts and videos and Omni content that I want to get out. And just for people coming in too who might not know me, Omni content is my main series that I do, where I create a blog post, video, and podcast all in one. And it's just a repurposing series that allows me to make one episode, but in 3 different formats, and then eventually repurposed into smaller pieces too. But I've been having a hard time with repurposing. I haven't had time, energy, or money to pay for the tools. So despite the fact I have been preaching to people to repurpose, I haven't been following suit myself as much. And so I'm definitely going to work on that a bit more. And you can even see here too, I've been rearranging this space because I've just been trying to optimize my schedule as much as possible. Clean my desk off, have my computer in my shop because it looks kind of nice and I worked hard on it. But the point is, I've been optimizing this so that my videos can be better. I can actually get my audio to work and my video to work. I think the last couple of Now page updates were kind of crappy because of the desync of audio just issues I was having. So going back into the job situation though, I've been really having a hard time with it because not only did I go from 0 to 100, I went from doing basically nothing. I say nothing. I was doing content, I was doing karaoke, and I was doing personal training and that kind of thing, but it wasn't very much. Like in the grand scheme of things, I was working a handful of hours a week or per day at least. And so it's one of those things where I went from doing that for many years, actually, I was like, even when I worked a lot of clients, it's still very minimal hours compared to most people. And I was able to live off of that, at least up until around 2021 or even 2020, especially. And so I might have been able to live off of a very low income, but I wasn't able to progress or grow that way. And then I also accumulated some debt too, and I need to pay that off. And I'm so open with that because I know I will pay it off. As a teenager, I accumulated debt and I learned from that mistake. I mean, I still accrued that again, but I learned from how I did that. And so I know how to pay it off quickly. I know how to get rid of it quickly if I need to or want to. I just need more income to do it. And so that's why I got this new job. And so this whole new experience has been interesting because not only is it a new experience working a full-time job, which is 40 hours a week, and it's not something I'm used to just because it's so many hours. The most I've ever worked was like 30 hours a week, and that was when I was a lifeguard. And even then, I might have hit some 40 hours a week some points, but there was one week I hit, it was like 12 days. In 12 days, I hit 120 hours or so. It was crazy. But those were like crazy summers around this time of year almost in a way. And I was working like 5 different roles at once. And so that's why it happened. Now I only have a few other roles outside of my new main job. And now that I'm no longer attached to the pool like I once was, I can feel a little bit more free to give my time to this new place. Beyond that, I just need to get used to the endurance. I'm more of a sprinter. Whenever I worked, it'd be for a short burst. And whenever I work out, it's for more of a sprinter, fast twitch kind of workouts. I make myself do slow stuff too to compensate too. And I also try to do endurance in the long game, like a greater total amount of reps. But it's almost like I'm doing a whole bunch of smaller reps for a long period of time. And I'm just not used to it. And so I'm doing a lot of physical labor for many hours of the day. Even when I'm at my lunch, it's still work. And so like I think a lot of people understand that. Like when I think of lunch, I think of it as a break, right? My brain sees it as a time away from work. But at this point, I've been spending my lunch talking to people too, but for the most part, just consuming. I have a little endurance beat nitrate energy drink, or physical energy drink, not like caffeine energy drink. But then I also have a actual energy drink some days too, Gatorade, and another couple drinks there too, just to get myself like a protein shake with water. I mean, with caffeine in it. I've been trying to just get myself fueled up, and I'll always try to make sure I have protein meal, like actual food, with me as well. So I'm fueling up, and I'm still running out of calories and energy in my shift. So maybe I need to slow it down a little bit, but you can see how I am in this video. I don't do slow. I don't do it. I can't. Like I said earlier, 0 to 100 real quick. That's how I live. That's how I operate. There was another type of work I do in that space where instead of picking up books, I'm putting back books. And it's almost complete opposite experiences. When you're picking books, you're go, go, go. You need to get as many books as you can. In fact, the last 2 days, I got 100% on my percentage rate, which is nice. And the thing is, with this other job, you're literally putting stuff back, and your rate doesn't really matter at that point. All that matters is that you keep working, and it's very slow. And it was torture to me. I couldn't stand it. Maybe if I did it, it'd give me more of a time to focus on like podcasts and audiobooks, because at least I can listen to stuff while I'm working, which is such a blessing. I can't stand not listening to stuff while working, especially something hard. Point being, and I want to try to not make this too long, but I think I already kind of messed that up. The point being is that this is good. This is good work. It's going to be a lot of pay, hopefully, and I'll be able to get stuff done, taken care of, and start moving on with my life. And I think that's going to be really exciting. Even if I just stay for the summer, I'm going to be able to make a lot of money. And then who knows, maybe I want to stay afterwards too, because I haven't had any opportunities yet to leave Colombia. And so, yes, beyond that, the other thing is the content. And I talk about this every single Now page update. I have content coming. I have so much content coming. I saw Roberto Blake tweet today where he was saying how he creates 50 video ideas every day. His main content is videos. For me, any idea could be a polycast, a micro polycast, a video, a blog post, or if it's really good, it'll be an omni content where I can talk about it in multiple formats. And so regardless of what format it is, the idea can be there without attachment to a type of content initially, unless I really feel like it's good for a blog post or really good for a video. I might like mark it as that. But for the most part, I leave it blank. And that way, when I get to that idea and that idea sparks with me, I can create it in the way I feel is best suited. But I agree with his tweet where I just come up with ideas randomly and especially right before nap time, that kind of thing. I'll wrap it up here, but I started my swimming newsletter. Please, 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 please go sign up for that. I'm working really hard on it. I have literally 70 ideas that I added to it. I sat down for like an hour writing down ideas, basically from I was thinking about my swim lessons and how I teach, and I thought, how can I digitize that? And so I wrote out different ideas for each week, and I really think they're pretty top tier stuff, at least like 99% of them. And the only ones that are not as strong are more like geared towards advertising my book. But for the most part, and even those, I'm going to put as much effort into as possible anyways. Point is that like you can learn how to swim. Like that's literally like 80% of my swim lessons are literally just information dumping. Like I'm teaching the person, I'm sorry about the notification. I'm literally just teaching the person how to think or what to do. And then the last 20% is actual practice. And it's crazy to think about how 80% of it's just learning, right? And if you could just do that from reading a book or reading this newsletter or watching videos when I finally get to that point, then it'll be so helpful for any of you to learn to swim or improve your swimming too. Even if you're an Olympic swimmer, I really think I could teach you something new. And that's the thing that like I really want to stress is that anybody can benefit from this newsletter. And that's what's really cool. It's not just like, oh, this helps everybody and then you're not focusing on that kind of thing. No, I'm focusing on the topics, right? It's not about beginner or advanced. It's about how those topics affect the beginner, those topics affect the advanced person. Other than that, I'm going to leave you be here. Thank you for watching and thank you for checking in this Now Page update. Bye.